Are you tired of paying $20 for a measly 10 ounces of jerky? Are you tired of Jack Stinks Jerky taking all of your money just for you to be left hungry and dissatisfied? Well, look no further, for what I'm about to show you will revolutionize the way the world looks at beef jerky. What you're about to watch is the single most greatest and cheapest recipe for the delicious snack food known as... We all love beef jerky, but unfortunately, the price per ounce is kind of outrageous. So, I will show you a simple way to make your own. All that you're going to need is a few spices and sauces, a dehydrator, a container for marinating, and of course, the beef. For the beef, you're going to want to go to your local grocery store and buy their entire stock of thin-cut beef. What you want to look for is top or bottom round steak. Since you're buying your own meat for this, it should be a lot cheaper than buying anything from gas stations or grocery stores. See? Always remember to wash your hands before handling any food products. Here's the ingredients that you'll be using today. Unlabeled, of course, since I'm not sponsored, so why would I want to give any attention to these brands when they don't even have the courtesy to pay me for all this exposure? Worcestershire sauce, liquid smoke, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and the most important of all, soy sauce. Without this one key ingredient, the mixture is incomplete. Even using a different brand will not suffice. So it's unfortunate that I have to blur all of these amazing brands. This stuff is so good that sometimes I just drink it plain. What you're going to want to do is find a nice sized bowl, big enough to hold all the meat you're going to cut up. Then get a cutting board. I always keep 2 cutting boards just so that I can dedicate one for the meat and the other for anything else. Just make sure you don't forget which one is which. Grab a good sharp knife. Now for the fun part, cutting up all the fresh, tender, cold, red, bloody. Try to get all the big fatty pieces off as you can. Personally, I don't like fatty jerky, but you may like it as it holds a lot of the flavor, so do whatever you want to do here. I'm not your boss, I'm just showing you the best jerky recipe in the world, but if you think you're smarter than me and that I'm wrong, go ahead and change the recipe to whatever you want. Just don't complain when your jerky comes out looking like Jack Stinks or Old Crapper jerky. I sometimes cut them into little strips so they're easier to eat. You can also leave them whole as long as they're not too thick or don't have a lot of big fat pieces on them. Once your bowl of meat is full or you've run out of the meat to cut, go get yourself a big container to mix everything together in. Looks like this plastic bin that used to hold my pet rats will work just fine. Just give it a good rinse and you'll be okay. Now, toss all of your meat into the bin, making sure to get enough airtime so that the meat can aerate. It helps give the meat a lighter feel and taste afterwards. It also gives the meat a more free feeling right before they are drowned in 2 gallons of liquid and refrigerated for 24 hours. Grab all your ingredients and start dumping away. I don't measure anything, I just go off of my instinct, unless you're on the West Coast, which then you'll have to account for the different elevation and temperatures. I'll leave a measurement table in the description where you can find out how much to put in based on where you live and what time of year it is. Don't overdo the salt, since the soy sauce already has enough of that in it. Get your pepper, onion, garlic powder. Go light on the liquid smoke. You don't want stomach cancer before you're 30. And finally, my secret ingredient. Now, I will have to bleep that out because it's a secret. And the point of a secret is that nobody else knows it. If I told you what it was, then I wouldn't be able to call it a secret, which would make it sound less cool and ominous. Give it all a good mixing. Try not to think of how much it looks like a big tub of human guts and blood, and you'll be just fine. Now, throw it in your... unless it doesn't fit, and then you'll have to figure out a different strategy. Transfer the beef jerky and marinade into a smaller container. Put it in your fridge and set a timer for 24 hours. Be sure to clean up the murder scene. Now you'll just have to figure out what to do for a whole day. Maybe go outside and contemplate life a bit. Once your timer is up, go get your dehydrator out and start placing the strips of perfectly marinated jerky onto the trays. Let it cook for about 4 to 5 hours on 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And then, once it's done, you'll have the greatest tasting jerky you ever had in your entire life. Don't believe me? Look at this totally legitimate, not a paid actor, super happy customer of mine after he received his order of my special beef jerky.
I love lizard jerky.
Okay, thanks, bye.